Okay, so if we look at that setup, or these setups, the left-hand one then was your before. Okay, you can see quite a bit of lean forward there, certainly your hands are quite a long way forward relative to your legs. The shaft's quite close to your left foot there. If we sort of go into this, it looks a little bit more kind of neutraled off. You've got a nice little bit of sort of shoulder tilt there from this position. Nice little bit of spine angle lean. And we're creating some angles there that are very, very good for a golf shot. This was good in terms of the lead arm there, but your shoulder was just too far this way and a bit too much levelled off there.
Yeah.
As a result, when you came into the golf ball, your weight was on that left side you went to the start with. Now as you go through the golf, which is how much sort of leg action your sort of lower half has, sort of trying to fire that club to the golf ball, there's impact, right foot off the ground, sort of almost leaning back and trying to lift it up in the air to try and please hit it somewhere out to the right, because I know this club face is closing and shutting and the ball wants to go left, so you doing that with the lower half. You compare this impact with the other one, okay, as you're coming back to the golf ball, there's your strike, look how quieter your lower half is. Okay, much more stable base. Okay, you're not trying to fight it going from one way or the other. You're just swinging the club through to where you want to go into balance. Nice on your left side. Whereas this one, look at your right foot there, sort of fighting that to try and sort of support some of the weight there, which is basically on your back foot, because you started off, as we said, a little bit kind of lefty leany, and then sort of swinging back, and then trying to please go out to the right. So you're firing your knees, your hips, and everything sort of to shove that ball out to the right. Then if you got it nice, it kind of worked okay, but it was just inconsistent. Okay, if the lie was good and the weather felt nice and you were swinging good and everything was all clicking together, it'd be a good shot. But if the lie's a bit meh this time of year and you weren't quite warmed up and it's a bit of a cold air and you had a few bad shots and your games on there, these movements aren't they sort of click together and blend as easily or blend as successfully. So just tidying up that setup for me is going to be is the number one thing to start with, and then from there we can just start trying to get into that better impact position with the head staying behind the ball. If you lean on your left side at setup here now, okay, if we put a line down here, okay, you can see now your head's kind of over that ball, whereas this one kind of just getting a little bit. There you go, minimal there. Okay, so that ball being moved forward and you're leaning on the left side. Okay, if you were to lean back on this one, okay, that ball will be too far forward. If you move the ball back and you lean left, the ball's too far back behind you. So having two combinations of lean and moving the ball is going to make it very difficult to be consistent. We want the ball to be in the sort of the correct position and not be leaning on this left side. If you get very much weight on the left side, I think a lot of people, we know in the past with your swing, Edward, you lean back on this right side on your badge, you sort of pivot on this back foot.
That's right.
What people tend to do is, if I just start as far left as I can, if I'm going to fall back a little bit, if I start miles left, at least I've got a bit of leeway to go with. But the problem is you're going to just keep firing back even further. It's like an elastic band. The further you put an elastic band backwards, the further that way it goes. If I have an elastic band here and don't pull it, it stays in the middle. If I pull it this way, I don't want to go to the left of the elastic band. If I pull it this way, it will go a bit left. If I put it a lot further this way, it goes further left. So the more on this lead foot you start, the more this way you often end up. And that leaning back, kind of hooky one, lowest shot very often, okay, is going to cause you to try and start trying to hit it out to the right. Hence why we see that right leg moving as much as we can see now in terms of swing, trying to sort of fire the knee and fire those hips out. Please send the ball somewhere in this direction. Which if you timed up those two or three wrongs, making a right, it was all right. Some good shots and then, let's say, some higher shots, but some not so good shots. We want to try and get the sensation from there that your lower half's a bit quieter. We can just swing the club to where you want to go. Good movement there, to be fair. Nice shift at the lower half, just sliding the lower half towards target. Good strike position there. And then through to a nice balanced sort of kind of swing. And the club face now not twisting quite so much. And we can see the club face on this one here now. It's a bit blurry, but that club face now is a bit more kind of in that direction. That one's in that direction, so your club is still a bit twisty on that one there, which is you sort of trying to throw it out to the right, just almost lose a bit of control, really.
Right.
Okay, so tidy the setup up, get that ball back a little bit. Hand's still going to be slightly in front, but you want to make sure your head and your top half is behind the ball. So if you're moving the ball back, you've got to kind of move back with it.
Right.
Otherwise, if you stand on your left and move the ball further back, you'll be in a world of effect of just chopping down on it. Okay. I think what happened, the ball started creeping forward, and you started creeping to the ball.
Yeah, yeah.
Trying to get this lead arm nice and extended there with the club shaft. Again, the more left you leant, and the more the ball went further forward. You kind of just kept going. And a good golfer can kind of sometimes recover it okay, but it's from a consistency standpoint, as we said, you're nowhere near that.
Okay.
Good. Right, so I have a few more then.